Hi everybody, this is Lisa from SweetPaperStudios.com. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am an avid crafter, card maker, and an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. If you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to fill that role, and you can visit my website at SweetPaperStudios.com for more information. Today's video tutorial is super quick, and the results are amazing, which is this really beautiful place setting. Now, I just happen to be doing a Christmas themed place setting as I get prepped for craft fair and holiday bazaar season, but it really is perfect for any occasion, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. Now, to begin, you will need 2 pieces of basic black cardstock. The first measures 5 1/4 by 11 inches, and the smaller piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 inches. You will need to grab your scoreboard so we can do a little bit of scoring on the large piece. So I'll just bring that in here. And you're going to score the first one at 8 1/4 inches. Just going to measure that out and add your score line. And then you're going to score at 8 1/2 inches, which is right there. That's all the scoring you're going to do for today. Just move that out of the way. Now, before we get started on decorating and assembling, I am going to round the top edges, and I don't have a corner punch, but I do have the envelope punch board, which does have a round punch in there. So I'm just going to place that in there, give it a press just so I can round those edges. Just like that. Just makes it a little bit more refined. Okay, you are going to go ahead and fold those score lines. You can use your bone folder just for a little bit of extra crispness. You're going to fold both of those, making sure that those edges line up exactly. There we go. Okay, and then you're going to bring in your other black piece here, and you're going to attach it just about an inch below the bottom score line. So you're just going to, that first score line right there, you're just going to add it about an inch. And I'm just going to do that using my Tombow multi-purpose adhesive glue. Just add a little bit. Again, you want to just make sure that those edges line up perfectly, or as much as possible. I'm just going to give that a firm press to make sure that is good and strong. Okay, and that is essentially the base of your place setting. You will notice that you will have the paper line there, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and cover that up with some decoration. So you will need a piece of either solid cardstock or patterned cardstock. In this case, I'm going to use this beautiful pattern. This paper is from the Festive Farmhouse Designer Series paper, which is available in the new Stampin' Up! Catalog that is coming on September 5th, as is the bundle that we're going to be using. So I'll show you that in just a moment. But this piece is going to wrap around over top of that paper line right there. So you're just going to fold it around. You don't want it to be super tight because you do have to make sure that your silverware fits in there. But you'll see that even a nice loose line, the edges are going to match up perfectly just like that. So you can give that just a little bit of a press, and then you can adhere that. And again, I'm using Tombow glue, and I'm just going to add that here. And again, I just want to make sure that that is in line just like that. So you get that just a nice press there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. just like that. And you'll see that the paper size lines up just nicely. And you don't have to really worry about that line because no one's going to see it. If you want, give that a little pop at the bottom. You'll see that there is a flat edge there. And that will give you enough room for your silverware. Now comes the fun part. We're just going to quickly decorate this, and you can use any sort of stamps or dies that you would like to use. In this case, we are going to use a piece of vellum cardstock over top just for some added detail, and that is 5 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and I'm just going to come in and use my snail adhesive on that. Just right in the middle, because you don't want to put some adhesive on the ends because you'll end up seeing that adhesive will end up being see-through on your vellum. So just in the middle is fine, and you're just going to place that right in the center. It's looking good already. And for the die cuts, I'm actually using a couple of dies. So in this case, I'm using the Stitch Framelit Oval. That's the largest size right here. That one right there. And then I'm also using the Layered Oval Framelits, the largest size, which is right there. The Stitch Framelit, I've already pre-cut, as well as the Layering Oval. So you've got the Whisper White cardstock in your Stitch Framelit, and the basic black cardstock for the Oval Framelit. And you can go ahead and put that on there. I'm just going to use some snail adhesive, usually my adhesive of choice when working with paper products. You're just going to want to center that as much as possible, and you've got that nice detail. With that, you're also going to be using today the Detail Deer Thinlit dies, and that is this gorgeous set right here, also from the new holiday catalog from Stampin' Up! Starting on September 5th. It's gorgeous. This die set is just beautiful. It does come in a bundle with the Dashing Deer stamp set, and you should search on Pinterest and you'll see all sorts of projects with this. It's a beautiful set, and it's available in my online store. And I'll quickly show you, I did do a matching card with this set as well, and it's just really stunning. So with those dies, I have gone ahead and pre-cut some very pretty floral detailed cardstock in Cherry Cobbler, and as well as this beautiful deer. And we're going to adorn the deer's neck with this really pretty silver glimmer paper floral piece, which we'll add right there. So to attach the deer, you're just going to use your Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to just put 2 regular size dimensionals, and then I'm going to grab in some mini dimensionals just to sort of fill in the gaps. I always recommend not to be stingy on your dimensionals because you don't want any of the paper to push in. This is especially true if you're mailing your cards or projects, or there's, you know, a lot of things going on. You don't want your projects to be ruined, so always be sure to apply enough Stampin' Dimensionals. And you're just going to put that on this over top of the Detail Thinlit, just like that. And we can go ahead and add in our glimmer paper flower, and with this I'm going to use a glue dot. It's the perfect size, and that just fits right in the center there. I'm just going to put that on his neck just for some added detail. And you can see how beautiful this is already, and we haven't even assembled the whole thing yet. It's very pretty. So next is a little bit of a tricky part, but still kind of fairly easy, and is when we're going to attach this floral detail to the sides of the overlays, just like that. And for that, I am going to use my glue tip pen. You might have to play around with the place setting just a little bit, and where you're going to put it and where you're going to need to put your glue. In this case, I want the top part to come over just ever so slightly. So I'll add some glue in behind this area here in the back, and then on the front here, so it can go in behind this basic black piece. So I'll just add a few dots. You want to be careful because this glue tip pen can come out fairly easy if you haven't used it before, and less is more. So you just want to be careful, and I like to add just little dots just like that. Hopefully you can see that there. And I'll actually only do the top part first just to get the place setting there, just to get the setting there. Put that over top, give it a little press. Just like that, and then I'll go sort of back under and add a little bit of glue just in there. Might be a little bit tricky, but you should be able to just lift it up, add a couple dots, and then put it down just like that. Give it a nice firm press, and then you have your detail added to one side. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, except for I'm going to put a little dot on the front, the top part this time. So that is going in behind there first. Give it a nice press. And then I'm going to turn it over and add in some glue just over on the edges to the bottom back part. And I can give that a little press here. If you find that it's not sticking, you can just go back in and add a little bit more glue. But there you got your two pieces there. And then you're ready to assemble your place setting. You could do dimensionals back in here if you wanted to, but in this case, because I already have the deer popping out, I'm just going to use my snail adhesive to do this part. And that just goes in the center over top of the vellum cardstock. And give it a nice press. And the last detail that you're going to add is your basic rhinestone jewels. And I'm going to take two of the smallest ones with my paper piercing tool. And I'm just going to add a rhinestone in each of the floral centers of the florals. And there you have it, a super beautiful, quick and easy place setting that's ready for your napkin and silverware, all ready to go. Again, for any occasion, and you can even add in your matching card if you wanted to. Isn't that wonderful? I do hope you enjoyed today's video tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upcoming video. You can even find me on Facebook and Instagram at Sweet Pepper Studios, and I will see you next time. Bye!